So Dailyn has released, and I actually got lucky and I got her in 31 pulls. I got her from a single, man. So we are eating good. We finally won. But let's talk about Dialyn because she's actually a very impactful agent while also being relatively easy to use. So everything you really need to know about Dialyn is pretty much summarized in her core passive and additional ability, which is very long. A Dragon Ball fan's worst nightmare, reading. But looking at said core passive, at the beginning of a battle, Dialyn gets 60 positive review, and for every 1% crit rate over 50%, Dialyn's impact increases by 2 per 1%, up to a maximum of 100 impact. So keeping that in mind, you like to aim for around 80 to 100 crit rate because, well, that's just more impact for her, and she gets crit damage from various ways in her kit. Now, when Dialyn uses her EX skill, rock, scissors, or paper, she has 8 seconds to essentially do whatever else she wants before casting the skill to keep it in sequence. So when you press it once, it'll start out with rock, and you have 8 seconds to either do 2 basic attacks, you can switch her out to use another ally skills or anything else, and switch her back in to then use the next one in the sequence, which would be scissors, and then you would again have another 8 seconds to do another 2 basic attacks or switch her out again before you choose to use her last EX skill, paper, which when paper hits an enemy, it applies the malicious complaint effect onto the enemy. Now, if an enemy with the malicious complaint effect is stunned, the stun duration is extended by 2 seconds, and the stun damage multiplier is increased by 30%. Now, when she uses her EX skill, rock, scissors, or paper, and when she does the special basic attacks that are tied to them, because after you do use your EX skill, the next 2 basic attacks for both rock and scissors lead to alternate basic attacks 1, 2 for rock, and alternate basic attack 3, 4 for scissors. You're completely immune to damage for the EX skill portion, but then while the basic attacks are being launched, you actually have increased anti-interruption, and you have damage taken reduced by 40%. Now, Dialyn can hold up to 120 positive review points, and she regenerates these points passively while she's on field at a rate of 0.6 per second, or when the heavy attack portion of her EX skill hits, you get 7.5 positive review points. While Dialyn has at least 90 positive review points, when Dialyn triggers a chain attack, her special hold basic EX skill, or a quick assist, the next character to switch in will have their chain attack upgraded into a ultimate. Now, this effect triggers differently depending on if the enemy is stunned or not. If the enemy is stunned or has a rainbow bar after the attack hits, it will consume 60 review points to trigger the additional ultimate on the ally of your choosing once the chain attack is launched. But if the enemy isn't stunned and the chain attack is forced through her special hold basic EX skill, get lost, it will consume 90 points instead. Now, do keep in mind, to activate these effects, you do need to have a customer complaint point, but you automatically get one every time you hit 90 positive review points. So by the time you're able to activate the effect, you will have a customer complaint point. But on top of that, you actually can also get a customer complaint point from simply launching Dialyn's ultimate. Now, that being said, even if you do have a customer complaint point and you do not have at least 90 positive review points, if you use Get Lost, you will not trigger the forced chain attack window, and you will not get no additional ults out of it. Onto Dialyn's additional ability, it's for attack and rupture agents, and off base if there is an attack or rupture agent on the team, Dialyn's EX skill's crit damage is increased by 50%. On top of that, when an EX skill or ultimate is cast by Dialyn, all squad members gain the overwhelmingly positive effect, which increases damage dealt by 40% for 15 seconds, and while in this state, if the duration is under 35 seconds and Dialyn uses an EX skill or ultimate, the duration is extended by 10 seconds. Additionally, when the EX skill hits, additional damage is dealt based on the previous squad member's class. So if the ally previously was an attack agent, it deals additional damage equal to 320% of that attack agent's attack. And if the previous agent was a rupture agent, it deals additional damage equal to 400% of that agent's sheer force. So pretty much what Dialyn, what you will be doing is just throwing out your EX skills while also mixing in some basics for the alternative basics that you get from launching your EX skills to help you build up your positive review points, and also deal lots of damage to the enemy to then get the stun window you would like open to then essentially spam them with ults. That being said, since Dialyn cares more about days than impact, it plays into what W engines are really good with her. Now, obviously, her signature is her best option, but apart from that, you can use Coleta's signature because it actually does offer energy regen, which she does need because she actually needs to spam her EX skill quite a bit. Even though it doesn't give her days, the energy regen provided is good enough because she is, again, very energy hungry. So the fact that it simply has energy regen with also just the nice attacks that alongside it, it is one of her secondary best options. Her third best option will be Steam Oven because of the energy regen that it provides, because again, she's just really energy hungry. So you're either looking for days or energy regen. So out of all these so far, her signature gives both. The secondary option gives energy regen. This third option gives energy regen. And then the last option you could possibly use for her is Precious Fossilized Core, which gives the days. So yeah, it's either energy regen or days in this case when it comes to W engines. And then for disk drives, I feel like it's very obvious in this case because she already wants to be above 50%. So literally King of the Summit is the best choice for her, on top of giving the team more crit damage as well because of it. And then you have two options for your 2-set disk drives. It's either going to be Woodpecker for more crit rate, so you can, more easily get to the 100%, or Swing Jazz for more energy regen. But yeah, that's a quick casual breakdown of Dailyn with everything you pretty much need to know. I hope you enjoyed the video. Like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. I hope you learned something new. I'll see you next one. Love you guys, and bye-bye.